A family's silent storm. They say families fall apart in slow whispers before the cracks are visible. At least, that's how it happened in ours. At first, I didn't see the signs. How could I? I was just the kid in the house, caught between laughter and the occasional raised voice. Or so I thought. Looking back, I now realize the silence at the dinner table wasn't normal. We were a family that used to laugh at the smallest jokes, Dad's puns, Mom's stories. But one day, it stopped. Conversations turned into clipped sentences, and smiles became fleeting, vanishing the moment no one was looking. At night, I'd hear murmurs through the walls, sharp tones that sounded like broken glass. I told myself it wasn't my business, even as the knots in my stomach tightened. I forced myself to believe every family was like this. After all, people fight, right? Then came the morning, everything changed. I woke up to Dad staring out the window, his coffee untouched. Mom was in the kitchen, moving pots around without cooking a thing. I wanted to ask them what was wrong, but their faces told me the answer. I wouldn't like it. Days turned into weeks, and the divide between them grew deeper. They started pulling me into their battles, a pawn in disagreements I didn't start. Mom would ask, "Don't you think your father could help out more?" Dad countered with, "Why doesn't she ever listen?" And I was always left in the middle. It all came to a head one jittery Friday night. Rain battered against the windows as if echoing the tension in our home. I sat on the couch pretending to focus on my homework, but the shouting started, relentless and louder than ever. This time I couldn't stay quiet. I screamed, "Just stop! Why can't you talk to each other without tearing this family apart?" My words hit like a punch, and for a brief moment, there was silence. But their anger wasn't the only thing that spilled that night. It was the truth. Dad looked at me, his eyes filled with something I couldn't place. Then he said it, the words that changed everything. "Son, I didn't tell you because I wanted to protect you, but I'm not your father." The room spun. Mom's sobs filled the space between us, but I couldn't process any of it. What did he mean? I wasn't his son? My entire world felt like it had been built on sand, crumbling in the storm of that revelation. That night, I packed a bag. I needed air, space, a place where the walls didn't feel like they were closing in. I walked for hours under the pouring rain, hoping the water might wash away my confusion. But the truth followed me, persistent and inescapable. By morning, I returned home, not for them, but for me. Families aren't perfect, and now I know mine never was. But I needed answers, not for their sake, but my own. We're still trying to put the pieces together. Some days are better than others, but at least now we're speaking. Families can hide storms beneath sunny skies, but no matter how hard it gets, remember, silence is never the answer.